Hey everyone, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have little mini reviews for everything that I've received in my Sephora Play Boxes for the past 6 months. I went back on my app and pulled up everything they sent me for the past 6 months. Again, this is going to be minus the perfumes because I do give those away because I'm unable to use them. But for the most part, I have been really impressed over the past 6 months with the items that Sephora has been sending me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. In the July box, I received the Clinique Pep Start Exfoliant. I really did enjoy this so much that I actually bought the full size of this. I have this little one in my travel bag, and actually my husband also really enjoys using this to do exfoliation. The next thing is the Fresh Rose Face Mask, and this here comes with a little lid. It's kind of like a gel face mask, but it's infused with roses, so there's actually like pieces of rose petals in here. Now, this is supposed to hydrate and tone. I can't get over the smell of this. I've used it probably 5 or 6 times since I've received it. I don't feel like it does anything extraordinary for my skin, and it does have those pieces of rose petal in there, and I'll kind of and it's kind of like a brownish liquid. Since there are real rose petals in here, if you get this mask on like a light colored towel or clothing or sheets, the rose petals will stain the fabric, and so that's kind of like a warning for that one. But overall, I didn't really feel like this did anything special for my skin, and I did not purchase the full size on this one. Next product was one of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Color Splash lipsticks. Now, this is not the color that I ended up receiving because these little ones end up breaking really easily, but I just kind of wanted to show for size comparison. But they sent me the color Set Sail, and I ended up purchasing the full size of Set Sail, and I'll go ahead and swatch this color for you. So that right there is Set Sail. I thought that that was a beautiful color that they sent me. I love the formula of these. I actually own 2 full size of these, and then I ended up getting another mini in another kit, and I will keep repurchasing these whenever I find colors that I am in love with. The next item was a deluxe sample of the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. It does come with a very nice, fluffy wand. It is supposed to have a lot of volume, and I will attest that this is a fabulous mascara to the point that I bought a full size. Now, I have not opened the full size yet because I really haven't even gone through this all the way, but I love the volume and the length that this mascara gives me. It does end up transferring to my upper lids, but usually that's after about 11-12 hours of wear this thing starts to transfer, where some other mascaras will transfer after just a couple hours. So I am in love with this. I will continue to repurchase the IT Cosmetics mascara whenever I start running out of it. The last item in that box was the Madam C.J. Walker Dream Come True Wonderful Deep Conditioning Mask. Mouthful. I don't have the empty container of this. I think back when I started getting the play boxes, I wasn't considering like doing reviews on them, so I probably used that up and threw it away. I'm trying to remember how I felt about that conditioning mask. I didn't end up buying a full size of it, so it probably didn't make that good of an impression on me, but I don't want to give you guys a review on it because I can't remember what I thought about it from back in July. I need to start keeping notes for myself so I don't forget how these products worked out for me. So overall, the July box for me was amazing. I ended up purchasing 3 of the full-size items of what they sent me. So I think that really shows that they sent me some really good products in that first box, and I was very impressed with it. So the August box was also something that I really enjoyed, but I didn't end up purchasing any full-size items from that box. The first thing they sent me was the Beauty Blender Micro Mini, so that's the size of it. This isn't wet, so this is not it expands a little bit, but I really enjoyed this for getting into like the little crevices underneath my eyes and blending those out. And also if I was doing eye primer, I would blend out my eye primer with this. I do use this all the time, and I don't think I would pay, full price for what this is, but I did enjoy getting it in my Sephora Play Box. I got a little deluxe sample of the Too Faced Mascara Melt Off, which it's just a cleansing oil with a little ribbed wand, and you just run it through your lashes, and it's supposed to melt down that mascara so it's easy to wipe off. it does what it's supposed to do. I don't know if I would pay full price for what this is, because I maybe use this maybe twice a week whenever I have like waterproof mascara or something a little bit more stubborn. And so I haven't even gone through a tenth of this. So this will end up lasting me forever. Next was the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer Cream, and they sent me L11 Neutral. Now I will say with Sephora, I've gone on and tweaked my profile a little bit. I think that they think that I'm darker than I really am, and so they have been sending me foundation samples or concealer samples that are a little bit too dark for what my skin tone is, but I have pretty much gone through this, trying it out. That's the shade right there that they sent me. I'm more cool toned or pinky toned, and so a lot of times the neutrals look a little bit yellow on me, but I did like this for spot concealing. I'm wearing this underneath my eyes today. It does not crease as much as some of my other concealers. I like that it's a little bit more lightweight than like a Tarte Shape Tape. I think now that I'm out of the sample, I do want to go in store and find out what my true shade is on this, and I'll probably end up purchasing a full size of this because I really did like the coverage and the way it looks. It doesn't get cakey. It doesn't settle into my fine lines as long as I, set it down with powder. So overall, I have been really, really impressed with this concealer. Next was the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo. I've been using this off and on. I don't use a whole lot of dry shampoos because I do consistently wash my hair every 2 to 3 days, and I don't feel like I have a whole lot of like oily problems with my hair unless I put too much product in them. I did use this today to kind of refresh my hair since I am on day maybe 2 or 3 with my hair. The smell is good. I didn't notice a white cast with it. Overall, I'm very, very impressed with this. The way that I kind of feel with dry shampoos though is unless they work miracles for your hair, I don't see the point in buying high-end dry shampoos. I have a Pantene one that works amazing, and I know a lot of people enjoy the Batiste ones as well. So buying high-end dry shampoos is not really high on my list, but I do enjoy getting these samples and really testing out a lot of these products. The last product for August was the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. And I know people say boom boom, people say bum bum. It says bum bum. That does not say boom boom, but hey, far be it from me to correct somebody because I probably just butchered Sol de Janeiro. But this stuff is amazing. If it wasn't so expensive, I probably would buy it all the time. Just the smell on it is incredible. I try to use this very, very sparingly because I do want to keep it around and not have to repurchase a full size of it, but it is just so creamy and it smells so, so good. I don't think that any lotion has miracle properties as far as like cellulite or tightening. Really, the only way to do that, as my husband would say, is go out there and do some squats. But I do like the way that this hydrates my skin. I do like the way that this makes my skin feel. And of course, I love the smell. So maybe one day whenever I have a little bit of extra cash and I don't need to restock on anything else big, I'll go ahead and I'll splurge on the big old tub of this stuff. I had to go back and check on September because they sent 2 perfume samples. So they only sent 4 other samples, which I had to go back and make sure that that was actually correct, that I was seeing that right. But the first thing that they sent in September is the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Balm, and it came in this little tub here. I did use up all of this because I really wanted to test it. I've heard a lot about this brand. Now, I will say that I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of this, and the reason why is I'd put this on at night because I have an oily skin type, so I like to hydrate a whole lot at night. And whenever I woke up in the morning, it still felt like the lotion was on my skin and it didn't soak in. So whenever I washed my face in the morning, I just felt like I was washing that lotion back off. Now, I usually get anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night, and this doesn't sink into my skin in that 7 to 9 hours to really give that moisture back to my skin. That's not something I'm going to repurchase if I feel like I'm just washing it off in the morning. Next item is a Diva Curl product, and this is their Melt Into Moisture Conditioning Mask. I felt like this weighed down my hair. Now, I don't have extremely curly hair, but I blow dried this out a couple days ago. But if my hair naturally dries, I have ringlets in the back and waves up top. I really wanted to try something to kind of help define my curls or moisturize my curls, so if I wanted to wear it natural, I could. But felt like this weighed down my hair. I wasn't completely happy with it. I haven't even used it up because the first 2 times that I used it, I didn't really like it. So I might try it a couple more times, but otherwise I might just pass this on. The next item was the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof liquid liner, and I went ahead and I just drew a little swatch for you guys. It is very, very black. It does dry down matte. It stays on all day. I think that the longer felt tip really does help kind of get, you can stamp and then pull in and get that really nice wing to your eyeliner. So I have been loving using this. I have a couple other eyeliners, so I don't know if I'm going to necessarily be repurchasing this anytime soon because I still have quite a bit of product left in here. But once I do run out of a lot of other eyeliners, I will go back to this one time and time again. The last item in this box is a Laura Mercier lipstick, and this is in the shade Happy, and the color wasn't for me, I'll put it that way. It's this bright fuchsia with sparkle. Now, this formula is also a little bit more dry than what I'm used to and what I like, but I did wear this a lot in October for like Breast Cancer Awareness Month because it is this beautiful pink. It wore nicely throughout the day. I did have to touch up between meals because it's not necessarily transfer proof. Would I buy this formula again? Probably not. There's a lot of other more moisturizing formulas out there that I enjoy, but having this little sample in this really, really exciting pink color is kind of fun to have in my collection. The box for October was kind of the bag that said like Complexion Perfection or something, and it had a lot of stuff to do with the face. And so the first thing they sent me in my box was the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. And as you can see, like I said, I think that they think that I'm darker than I really am, but they sent it to me in Y245. And what I understand about this brand with their coloring, Y is like their yellow tones, and of course I have pink and cool tones, so this looks a little bit wonky on me, but I did end up, that's the color that they sent me right there. I did end up mixing this in with a couple other foundations just to kind of lighten it up a little bit and get it more to be my skin tone. And overall, I was not impressed with this formula. I did enjoy that they sent us a foundation sample like this because it's easy to try it out rather than going into the store and having, you know, the associate put it in a little cup for you. I did like this format of trying out a foundation, but this formula, even me using, you know, a beauty blender or a L'Oreal sponge, this formula I felt was patchy. It didn't have the coverage that I was necessarily looking for. I don't think that I will go back out and try to find my shade and repurchase the full size of this because I just wasn't a fan of the formula. It didn't hold up well throughout the day. I had a lot of breakdown with this one, so I will not be purchasing the full size of this. Next was the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Skin Booster, which was this little, you know, dropper with some serum in it. And it's just like a clear serum, and I use this under my eyes. So while the rest of me gets oily throughout the day, my under eyes are very dry. And so without putting a straight up oil underneath my eyes before I do my makeup and concealer, I've been using this under my eyes. And I have seen that my concealer has been going on smoother. My creases aren't setting in as much. I don't have a whole lot of cakiness or breakdown under there, so this has actually been really, really good to hydrate my under eyes before I go in with concealer and powders. Do I think I would purchase the full size? I think the full size of this is like $42. I know I'm going to list everything down below, but I might put like prices on the screen or something. I'm not sure what I'll do. Editing Erin will have to figure that out. But I'm going to enjoy this while I can, and then maybe try a couple other products that I have to moisturize my under eyes before makeup. Next, they sent me the Tarte 4-in-1 Setting Mist, and this is their Marine Boosting Mist. I see this more of like a hydrating mist, and because I am oily and I have a lot of breakdown, I don't use this as a setting spray because this, I believe, is more hydrating. I treat this kind of like I treat my Smashbox primer water. I have been enjoying this as like refreshes. If I'm around the house or working from home and I see that I'm getting a little bit cakey, I will spray this on and go back in with like my beauty blender and kind of like repat everything down. I do think that that's really good for that purposes, but for me and my skin type, I don't like using this as a setting spray. Would I buy the full size of this? I don't believe so. I actually have like 2 or 3 of these because they always come in the little Tarte kits that I enjoy getting with the blushes. So I'm pretty much stocked up on these. I don't use it enough to really need it in my collection as a full size. Next was the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I used this quite a few times, which I enjoy the packaging that they sent. It has a little pump, and I mean, they're getting so good on the packaging. It's better than it being in a pot. But I used this a couple times and I really enjoyed it. And then I used it again, and I don't know if it was the moisturizer I had used with it, but it like, I don't even know if caked up is the right word for it, but it was like built up in certain areas and it wouldn't smooth out. So I don't know how I necessarily feel about this. I ended up accidentally buying the Urban Decay mattifying primer, and I returned that after the first or second use because it did the same thing. It would build up in certain areas and not smooth out over my skin. I'm going to continue to be trying this out, but I am not a fan of any Urban Decay primers. I will not be buying any full-size primers for them, but I do enjoy when Sephora sends me these little samples to be able to try these things out. The last thing in the box for October was the Dr. Brandt. This is the Pore Dermabrasion Pore Perfecting Exfoliator. And what I thought was so funny about that is Sephora sent us this sample. And if you get BoxyCharm also, BoxyCharm sent us the full size of this in the same month. So I just threw this into my travel bag, and my husband and I have been using the full size that we got from our BoxyCharm. But I really enjoy this. My skin never has felt as smooth as after I used this. I have a lot of texture in my chin. I have pores and blackheads on my nose. I have some texture on my cheeks. And so I really like using this. I only use this maybe about once a week or so. And after I do that, it is just so smooth. Baby's bottom smooth. So I've been really, really enjoying this. I plan on trying some other exfoliants, maybe something from like Dermalogica or something like that, because my mom used to work for Dermalogica, and so I know about their products because my mom would always bring home samples. But once I run out of the big one of the Dr. Brandt, I'll probably try some other things, but I have been very, very happy with it. If you guys have texture or clogged pores, this is going to be a best friend of yours. Okay, we are on to November, and I guess I can start with the thing that I repurchased, and it is the IGK. This is the Mistress Hydrating Hair Balm, and they sent us this little sample. I did get about 7 to 10 uses out of this little sample, and I went and I bought myself the full size during the VIB sale. So this stuff is amazing. I put it in my hair after I get out of the shower. You know, I kind of focus on the roots. Whenever I blow dry it out, it is just so silky and smooth, and it remains, you know, shiny and under control for days. This stuff is flippin' amazing. So I will repurchase this time and time and time again. The next item was the Origins face mask. This is their Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask for Clear Pores. I mean, I've only just dabbled in it. My husband and I have used this maybe 5 times each. So the sample size on this is pretty flippin' amazing. This will last me for like 6 months to a year because I have so many different masks that I'm trying. But my husband and I have been really, really enjoying this. It's just a black charcoal mask. You put it on, it dries, you wash it off. I don't necessarily see a whole lot of like pore refining properties, but my skin feels cleaner after I use it. I'm really interested in a lot of the Origins products, and so I want to be using more of their things. Would I buy this mask again particularly? Probably not. While my pores do need a little bit of cleansing, I'd rather focus on like hydrating masks instead of pore refining masks. So once I use this up, I'll probably end up trying something else from Origins, but I am very impressed with the quality of these and the results that I've been seeing with this product. The next thing was the Perricone MD H2 Elemental Energy Hydrating Cloud Cream, and it came in this little pot. It's just this white cream in here. I've been enjoying this. I think that this is a good product. I think that it hydrates. Unlike the Belief cream, when I put this on at night and sleep on it and then wake up in the morning, this has completely soaked into my skin. My skin feels plump and hydrated, and I love this stuff. I don't love the price of it. The full size of this, I think, is upwards to $80. So I've been trying to find some drugstore equivalents to not necessarily a ingredient for ingredient, but how this makes my skin feel versus what some of the drugstore lotions and moisturizers that I'm trying, how they make my skin look, feel, if they're hydrated, if it soaks in overnight. I'm trying to find almost like kind of a dupe for this because this stuff is amazing, but I can't afford to be purchasing a moisturizer like that every month. And so that's why I have been using it very, very sparingly, because this stuff is really just that good. Next was the Sephora lip gel or lip gloss, and this was in the shade Perfect Nude. It's a lip gloss. It feels just like any other lip gloss. It is a nice peachy nude color. You can see it right there. It wears off within 30 minutes with talking and drinking and things like that. Would I repurchase a gloss from Sephora collection? Probably not. I have other glosses that last a lot longer and feel a little bit more comfortable on the lips. Once this actually goes on my lips, you don't even see a color. It just makes my natural lip color look glossy. So I'll end up using this and I'll use it up, but will I repurchase this line? Most likely not. Last item in my box was the Marc Jacobs mascara, and this is the Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. Now this has that hourglass type wand, and this is reminiscent of the Too Faced Better Than Sex and also the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara with that kind of hourglass shaped wand to it. Now this looks beautiful on the lashes. This does exactly what the L'Oreal and the Too Faced mascara is supposed to do. It adds that volume at the bottom. It brings the length up. It's super black. It looks beautiful, but it transfers onto my lids within hours. So I don't know if a waterproof version of this would be better for me because I do have a lot of problems with mascara transferring, but I won't repurchase this. I've actually taken this out of my collection because as beautiful as it is, if within hours I have dark marks up on the top of my lids, it's not worth me even putting it on in the morning. So this has actually come out of my collection and gone into my bag of products that I would not recommend. So I'm saying it to you now. If you have a lot of problem with mascaras transferring onto your lids, stay away. Just put it that way. All right, now we have December's box. I did go over the products in another video, but I have been testing them out for about 2 weeks now. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little mini review on what I'm thinking of these products. Now, first off, I ended up getting the Peter Thomas Roth 24 Karat Gold Lift and Firming Prism Cream. Now, again, I have oily skin. So when I think of a prism cream, like anything cream that is illuminating is kind of scary to me, but that's it kind of sheared out on my hand. I mean, if the light catches it, you can catch the iridescence of it. I put this, now it says that you can wear this over makeup, under makeup, or you can tap it onto, you know, the high points of your cheeks and use it as a highlighter. I put this on as kind of a primer. So I did my moisturizer, then I put this on, and then I put foundation on top of it. Now, with just this all over my face, I looked like a robot. So if you want to go as like a sexy glam robot for Halloween, then just put this straight all over your face and you're good to go. Now, when I put my foundation on top of it, I still looked very glowy, like too glowy for my liking, but then I set everything down with powder and it became a little bit more natural. At that point, I felt like the effects of this actually like disappeared. And so I was like, okay, well, why am I even putting that on my face unless there's like beautiful skin ingredients in it? I haven't tried it as a highlighter because again, I have oily skin. I don't like putting cream products on my face. I probably won't use this for anything, and so this will end up being in my basket to pass along. If you have drier skin, or if you like that really dewy, illuminated type look, then you'll really, really love this product. But for me, it's just not something that I'm going to reach for probably ever. We'll just put it that way. But again, I enjoy this Sephora sending us these higher end brands to try out, especially things that are so trendy. So I enjoyed trying this, but just not for me. Next was the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss in Vintage. And I think I said in my other video, I love these formulas. So, you know, these can't go wrong with me. This color is beautiful. It's that like rosy mauve color that I absolutely love. So this is going to get a lot of use in my collection. I think I even said in my other video, if I could purchase every single color in this line, I would, because I love them that much. So if you're looking for a gloss that is comfortable, that is pigmented, that will last on your lips, check out the Anastasia. I also think at like $16 to $18, which the glosses run about that price, that's actually a really good price, because a lot of times you're paying maybe $10, $11 for a gloss at the drugstore. You pay $5 more and you get a gloss from Anastasia. So I think that this is a really good investment if you find a color that you absolutely love in their large line of colors. Next was the Dry Bar Triple Sec Volumizing Dry Shampoo Texturizing Spray stuff. Smells good, does what it's supposed to do. Just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison, this is the sample from Living Proof. This is the sample from Dry Bar. So Living Proof gave us quite a bit more product in there than what they gave us. But I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm going to say the same thing like this. Unless it works absolute 100% miracles and outperforms everything in the drugstore, I don't see the point in spending high-end prices on dry shampoos. Then we have our Laura Mercier Eye Basics Eyeshadow Primer. Again, I feel like there's a lighter shade than this on the website, and I think that Sephora thinks that I'm darker than I am because they sent me the shade Wheat, which is this shade right here, which, I mean, you can tell is a lot darker than what I actually am, but this shade, whenever I shear it out or kind of tap it in with my beauty blender, it does end up going into a very nice shade that actually cancels out a lot of the veining in my eyelids. Now, it sets down a really nice matte base for your eyeshadows. My eyeshadows didn't crease, everything wore well. Do I think that this does anything better than what my NYX eyeshadow base does? No, not really. If you're into just having high-end brands in your collection, then this would be a good way to go for eyeshadow bases. If you're just looking for a good eyeshadow base, you can go with the NYX one here instead of the Laura Mercier one. They do the same thing, they act the same. So would I repurchase a full size of one of these? No. And then lastly in my play box, I received this little duo from Smashbox. Now I have been wearing these this past week to work. I've been wearing these on my eyes, where I'll just take one of my transition shades and kind of lay that down on the crease, and then I'll deepen up the crease with this color and kind of put this in the outer V, and then I'll put this pinky color all over my lid. I have been really loving these. They look beautiful on the eyes. There is a little bit of kick up and fallout with these, so just be aware, you know, I've had to clean up my under eyes a little bit from these, but I am in love with the shades that they ended up putting in this little trio. I mean, look at them. They're gorgeous, and they're creamy, and they're soft, and they're pigmented. I am very, very happy. I know on my last video where I talked about just the unboxing of this, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this little trio? Well, you can just throw this in your bag and you can have a beautiful look. I mean, just throw that in the outer V in the crease, put that all over the lid. You just have to add, you know, a transition shade and then, you know, a brow bone highlight shade in there. But really, this is really, really neat to have, and I've been enjoying playing with this. I'm really happy that I got to play with the Smashbox formula because this morning, because I'm filming this on Christmas Day, so this morning I got to open up these two. My husband bought the kit for me, and so this one is the Ablaze palette, and this is the Sultry palette, and I am so excited about dipping into these and kind of playing with these as well. So just to quickly recap what the superstars of the past 6 months have been in my Sephora Play boxes, we can start with the items that I actually purchased the full size of, which is the Clinique Pep Start 2-in-1 Exfoliator, the IGK Mistress Hair Balm. I ended up repurchasing the Tarte lipstick in Set Sail. I purchased the full size of the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I plan on repurchasing the full size of the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. I have purchased plenty of the Anastasia lip glosses. These are amazing. The Beauty Blender Micro Mini is awesome, and I actually just got a true beauty blender for Christmas, which I used today. You guys can see it's dirty, so I am loving these. The Smashbox eyeshadow formula, I love this. Even though you have to do a little bit of cleanup with these, I'm excited to have this in my collection and have the other 2 full palettes in my collection and really start to play with those. The Dr. Brandt Exfoliator makes my skin so smooth, so silky. It refines my pores, does everything that it says it's supposed to do. So I am really, really happy with this as well. Stila eyeliner is a cult favorite, and there's a reason for that because it's wonderful, it's black, it's smooth, it's so easy to do a wing with this, and so when I run out of this and a couple of my other liquid liners, I will purchase a full size of this one. And then the honorable mention is I really have been enjoying this for under my eyes for hydration. I won't end up buying a full size of this, but I have been enjoying it. Well, that's all for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed going over the last 6 months of my play boxes. If you guys are interested in signing up for a Sephora Play Box, they are $10 a month. You sign up through Sephora.com or on the Sephora app. They send you 4 to 5 deluxe size items and then also a perfume sample. If you like this video or found it helpful, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below of some of the things that you've received in your play boxes and what you guys have been loving. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!